Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. For some of us who missed the explosive interview between Dele Momodu, Aviation Magazine CEO, and Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, I tell you, it was one interview that's what listening to. I'll give you excerpt from the interview. Very interesting. I may not be able to give all, but I will get to the highlights. Now, for let me just give you one or two things he said. He said the founder and the spiritual leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, was in an exclusive interview earlier yesterday with an age journalist, founder of Ovation Magazine Media, Chief Dele Momodu. Now, he said something very unique. He said, look, where he said Nigerians as individuals are some of the most intelligent people in the world as individuals. So he said, but as a group, they are one of the most useless bunch of people. I tell you, he said during the interview, Nnamdi Kanu, who during the interview accused British Empire and the Fulani Janjaweed, as he referred to the four people throughout the interview as the greatest problem of Nigeria. In our for that, Nnamdi Kanu during the interview further stood corrected that President Muhammad Buhari is dead, saying the person in H0t is an imposter from Niger, one Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad. He said the old imposter, that's Jubril, had deserted for Secretary of State Abakari when they both went to Cuba. Though Dele Momodu disagreed with Nnamdi Kanu on his stand that Buhari was dead and said he's very convinced that Buhari isn't dead and that he met with him 2 years ago. The IPOB leader, who further declared that the Biafra nation in Nigeria starts from any region in the country where they tie two wrappers and ends where they don't, as MNK declared that there are 13 Igbo states in Nigeria. 13 Igbo states in Nigeria, and not just the 5 southern eastern states claimed to be. And he gave the 13 Igbo states to be Kogi, Edo, Delta, Benue, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Enugu, Anambra, Abia, Ebonyi, Imo, and Bayelsa states. The IPOB spiritual leader during the interview revealed how the proscribed Biafra movement is bankrolled and funded, saying it is the ordinary people of the Biafra land in diaspora and back home that sponsor the movement. Finally, when he asked about his project, the Biafra Radio, and how it is coming along, he said it is coming weeks. In the coming weeks, Biafra Radio will be broadcast live in Douara, Katsina State, the home state and town of President Muhammadu Buhari. But there's one that I took home, and I think you should also look into it. It's very interesting. And he said that's the only condition. In fact, he put his agitation for Biafra on the line, and he put his life on the line. He said once they fulfill this condition, he will never talk about Biafra again. In fact, he said it will be a dead and buried issue. Now, you probably be wondering, what is that condition? Now, hear it. The IPOB leader simply said that if only President Muhammadu Buhari, whom he claimed and insisted was cloned, could fluently address 20 selected Nigerian youth in Fulfulde native language of the president, he would then apologize for spreading lies against the president, give up Biafra agitation, and surrender himself for prosecution. Did you hear what he said? That the president, that the only condition that he will give up himself for prosecution, he will apologize, and he will also forget the issue of Biafra agitation if the president, Muhammadu Buhari, will address the 20 selected Nigerian youth in Fulfulde native language. He added that he will no longer talk about Biafra if the president could engage some Nigerian youth in live interactive session, fielding questions from them and giving satisfactory answers instead of addressing a nation of over 200 million people in 12 minutes pre-recorded address once in a while. Kanu claimed he was convinced that Nigerians were being deceived about the truth over the whereabouts of their president, a claim the federal government has, however, severally dismissed as concocted and unattainable. Despite efforts by the interviewer to convince Kanu that Nigeria's president was not fake, saying he cracked jokes with him during an encounter in 2018. Kanu insisted on the contrary. I am no longer asking for DNA, Kanu said. So I'm no longer asking for DNA tests. I will take Biafra and my life if the man in H0t is Buhari. That's a very big one. Oh. Let him simply address Nigerian youth in Fulfulde, Buhari's native language, and take questions from them. Then I will apologize and give up Biafra if he passes these tests. Asked when Biafra boundary would begin and end if eventually granted. Kanu said anywhere the indigenous women tied to rappers, 2 pairs of rappers, is Biafran land. He further identified that the states to include all 5 southeastern states and other 6 southeastern counterparts plus Kogi and Benue State. But let's look at this. He said, look, okay, let me just look at the states he mentioned. He said he ever added that non-Igbo speaking parts of Benue, Kogi will not be coerced into joining Biafra, insisting that the people will be given the opportunity through referendum to decide whether or not they want to be part of Biafra. Kanu further explained that the people of the various ethnicity that would form Biafra would decide their fate through referendum, although he failed to mention when and how this could be achieved or will be conducted. The interview was listened to by thousands of audience and people commented. He said a lot. I had the interview. It was honestly I didn't believe Nnamdi. Well, I always do know that, but most times I listen to him. I know that he's articulate, all right, and he believes strongly in what he believes in. Nobody can convince him otherwise. And much as he tried undermining the Nigerian military, the ovation man, as Dele, the chief Dele Momodu, tried to speak on behalf of the Nigerian military that they have tried during their days, especially during the days of Olusegun Obasanjo. They've not really done poorly. But let's hear what Nigerians are saying concerning this matter. He has, based on what the little interview I had, there are 3 things I picked out. One of them is the fact that he said he's going to leave Biafra agitation totally on one condition, or rather on 2 conditions. One, that the president would address Nigerians in live interview, live interactive session, not the pre-recorded one, where the president will field questions from live journalists, and you answer them correctly. Don't forget, sometimes the president, let's not go there anyway. Then, secondly, he's saying that if he can selected 20 people, not that maybe how they were selected, I don't know the random of selection, but 20 selected Nigerians, youth, where he will speak Fulfulde, which is the native language of the president. He said only then. That, in fact, right now, he said he has forgotten the issue of DNA tests. He's not even interested in doing DNA tests. That if the president can pass all this to, he would give up himself for prosecution. He would forget about the issue of agitation of Biafra. He will also apologize. If you ask me, it's not a very big thing to ask. So if you ask me, what's there in it? Let the president feed live interview so that this whole issue of it's not the one, everybody will be happy. He even gave it, in fact, the cheap, to me is even the cheapest one. But then I am not the presidency. I'm also not Nnamdi Kanu. Let's find out if, and he made an open statement. It was not hidden. He said it during the interview with Dele Momodu. The Ovation owner of Ovation. Let's see if the government of the day would take up the challenge of what he said, so that they will not need to say, okay, nobody should stop agitation. Biafra has told the whole world the condition. So if it's not left for the government of the day to take it up if they like, or if they don't, time will tell. We'll eventually get to find out. But another interesting part of the interview that also caught my attention is the fact that he has mentioned that the original Biafra state is not 9, no, it is not 5, it's not even 10, it is now 13. Completing, it started from those where the title rapper to where they stopped. And so any culture, that the title rapper, even if they don't speak Igbo, is a Biafran land. Based on the interview, except of between Nnamdi Kanu and Chief Dele Momodu. So which means Kogi, there's some part of Kogi, because he says some part, not all part of Kogi. Kogi, Benue, Bayelsa, all the Niger Delta, that's all eastern region, and all the southeastern. Wow. Let's put in our comment section. Please no hate words. What a take on the interview. I feel was quite an explanation.